Okay, here we go. Launch attempt number 3 of the Enterprise. Things I want to see. Let me see. Initially, we had problems. These things were not gimbaling correctly. Let me see. When we went stock engine control, that caused the problem, right? Yeah, that was so we want to. We'll just leave it this panel as is. Actually, hide that. We're not going to change any settings there. So that's one problem that I want to see fixed. The other problem is that I want to see fixed. Let's just make certain that all these fuel lines are connected. Yeah, the external fuel tank is going to drain, is going to feed into our internal tanks. So we should still, yeah, whenever this thing is exhausted, we should still have full internal tanks. Okay. Precision control is on. SAS is on. Who we got? Philfall Rodnand. You guys, you're pioneers. This one's going to work, I promise you. Yeah, and after we get the launch, then we're going to see about this whole reentry and gliding thing. I mean, the last one, we still haven't actually orbited. Main ignition start. Throttle up. And hit those boosters. And still, we got something blowing up here. Hang on, F3. Large adapter 2 damaged. Rockmax brand adapter 2 exceeded G-force tolerance. I believe we're still talking about. Yeah, that adapter in there. It looks like, you know, that thing's just not going to work. Maybe we need to give up on the idea of having that adapter in there as it's just not happy being there, and is not going to be happy. Still, other than that, fairly smooth launch so far. First initial seconds, anyways. Philfall, Rodnan, they're both very calm Kerbals. We got some good professionalism here. You can see the guys are scanning the gauges. They're making certain that everything's working okay. Nice and smooth. Yeah, I don't expect this launch to be noticeably different until it comes time to jettison those SRBs, and hopefully we'll see those things behave correctly. I want to make certain that this part's working correctly. I can't see the fuel tanks in here, guys. Can we get in here? I want to see. Oh, come on. Maybe I shouldn't be trying to do this while launching. No, come on, come on. I just want to. Oh no, it's already drained. But the other side. One side is drained, the other is not. Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to proceed. We're not going to bother going through the whole launch. We're going to proceed until it's time to jettison these boosters. I want to see how those behave. Maybe we can see if we can get a glide test out of this as well, huh? Doesn't that sound like that'd be fun? Okay, there's 90 seconds. Another 10 seconds to get rid of those boosters. Hang on. What's happening? We saw we're starting to pitch too far back. It's okay. We can make it work. 97. 98 seconds. 99. Get rid of the boosters. And they're still not gimbling correctly. Do you see that? I mean, they do have a little bit of thrust, but they're not gimbling correctly. Okay, I am going to take this opportunity. Let's actually, I'm not interested in going too much further with this. Let's get rid of that right now. Let's balance our fuel supply out. Right about there. Yep, close enough, just because that'll make things easier. Here we are out of the atmosphere. So this thing is going to go up to about, 89 kilometers of altitude, and it's going to come back down. To roll right side up. And let's do some time compression. So I already know it's not going to do anything floating around in space. Let's get back into the atmosphere. Here we go. And a really, really steep re-entry angle, which is kind of scary. But at least we don't have a a full, but we're not going so fast, like full orbital velocity, you know? That is an insanely steep reentry angle, guys. They're calm about it, though. Philfall, Rodnand, if I saw a reentry angle like that, I would be concerned. You guys, you're more tough. You're more stolid. These guys are zen. This is the zen crew. They're just totally mellow about this diving in like this. Diving back into the atmosphere. Yeah, this whole adapter thing, it just ain't gonna work. We should just leave it off. I thought, you know, strapping the thing down with struts would do something here. Let's open up the brakes. Matter of fact, let's set the brakes this way. Good, so I don't have to hold that key. And it's pitch back for all I'm worth. And hope we don't lawn dart again. We're kind of sideways from, but let's release those brakes at this moment. And can we get the nose point? I mean, look how my nose is all the way to the left. Can we yaw? And I'm trying to yaw all the way over, and it's not doing anything. Pitching back for all it's worth. I'm yawing over for all it's worth, and none of this is doing anything. This is disturbing to me. Okay, now here we go. So beginning to get some more control authority. Ooh, started to pitch back some there. We're now subsonic. Ooh, there we go. Hang on. Okay. Can we... What is this weird wobbling about? Do you see this? Okay, let's just pitch all the way back and see what she does. Yeah, okay. Dropping equivalent airspeed like crazy. This is minor stalling. Yeah. Oh, I still got that SAS on. I hadn't realized that. That was probably a large part of the issues. Okay. So, we will glide reasonably. Why is it so crooked like this? Did I accidentally put some trim in here? Let's turn that off. We got Alt-X, I changed that, so anytime we turn the trim off, we look inside the cockpit for a second. Okay, well, let's go ahead and try to fix that. Yaw angle is really bugging me. The nose is to the left of center. Alright, we pitch all the way back. Guess what? It's significantly better than before, but still, we do not have the pitch authority I was looking for. If I open up those brakes, will that do anything good for us? No. It's definitely closer than it was before. I think maybe the solution may have to be... Still, we need to move the center of mass further backwards, because there's no way this is going to be landable. Okay, well, we'll cease right here. I'm not interested in seeing them crash, because we know that's what's going to happen. Let's revert flight and get back into the spaceplane hangar. Okay, Enterprise, what's happening here? So, issues that are happening. First off, let's get rid of this useless adapter, which it just isn't working. Let's get rid of these useless struts, which were supposed to prevent it from blowing up, and they didn't. And we'll just live with this big ugly flat end on this thing. Something's happening. I think it must be the gimbaling system with these advanced solid rocket boosters is not playing nicely with the system that we have for with the avionics, CurbCom avionics. So we're just going to put some traditional separatrons on those. Good. Okay, that part's done. Save that. Okay, so that's the first problem fixed. That's the second problem fixed. Now, let's also fix this issue with the internal fuel tanks. I think what's happening is when all these, like the wing parts move and everything after launch, that the fuel lines aren't connected to the internal fuel tanks anymore. Oh yeah, this will work. Like that. Good. So we have more surface area out there. Now what to do about the gliding issues. This is a problem. Save to existing file, Enterprise C booster stack. Select. Good. And get rid of that. So now we have this thing in the glider configuration. Still, that's real. It's already pretty close. It could end up being kind of unstable. So we need more mass in back. Occurs to me the easiest way to do that would be with our tweakable parameters, with our engines that we already have back here. Let's say we'll give ourselves some unreasonably heavy OMS engines. Oh, I didn't have the mass for that one. Here, let's do this one. Okay, field mass 1.5. Let's go up to 2 for all 3 of them. And also we're going to, while we're here, we're going to increase the thrust on those a little bit, because we were starting to have some control issues and the SRBs are hitting the end of their burnout. So thrust, I'll tell you what, let's bump all the thrust up to 300 apiece. So we get something for all that extra mass that we pumped into there. It looks like that thing barely moved at all. I could also start playing with these wing shapes again. So that would probably be a good idea. Try and move some of... Well, I don't know. We'd have to pretty drastically change this. I suppose I could, say, move the whole wing assembly up ahead a little bit more. Might do something. Let's save that change for later. Here, save what I have here. Good. Let's put that booster stack back on there. Again, save it, and let's go for another launch. Let's see if this fixes the issue. Let me see. We've got all that set up. Yeah, we've got it all set up correctly. Anything else I'm not thinking of? Something I am forgetting. Let's just double check the fuel line there. Fuel line there. Good. That wasn't connected to the wing piece, was it? No, it's connected to the fuselage. That's good. Okay, let's launch it. It's gonna work this time, guys. I promise. The return of Philfall and Rodden and Kerman, our heroes. Really like these guys. Hide that thing. We're not changing anything. Precision control. SAS is on. Main ignition. And boosters. Let's just check this Dev 3. Hey, nothing broke on liftoff. How about that? This is progress, you know? Can have a launch without adapter plates exploding. Once again, we got the Zen crew of Philfall, Rodden. They're all just mellow about it. Yeah, last launch, we survived that one okay. In fact, a little bit more thrust. I'd say that it appears to be handling slightly better now. So but that would be expected. A little bit more thrust makes it a little more controllable. Yeah. Okay. So Philfall and Rodden are being a little more concerned than last time. Oh, hey, you know what I should check while I'm here? Let's take a look at this. Ooh, that one is full of fuel. How about this one? Damn it! Why, guys? Do I have to... I guess I have to shut these things off before each time. Here, let's do it this way. Shouldn't be playing all these games while launching, you know? Here, let's do it this way. Come on. So let it do that for a while. 70 seconds into the launch. Continue pitching back a little bit like this. And the change in mass and the change of thrust, it wants to lose control at this point. And 94 seconds. 6 seconds we get rid of those SRBs. Oh, our apoapsis is already way up there. Look, we're pulling like 4 Gs and increasing. Get rid of the SRBs. That is more like it. That's more what I'm interested in seeing from the SRBs. Okay, our apoapsis really got away from us. Really got out of control. Let's throttle back. Throttle way back, guys. Here. But, I don't know. Maybe if I'd been paying more attention to the actual launch and less attention to playing around with the fuel lines, fuel tanks, it probably may have made a significant difference. We can fix this. We'll go like this right here. No longer need this widget. Put that widget up there. And point your nose significantly below the horizon. And lock it right about there. Good. We'll shrink that apoapsis back down. Yeah, it's inefficient, but it will work. How you feeling? Philfall, Rodnend? You're like, you know, they're not really upset. They're just, it's a kind of a baseline Kerbal emotional state right there. They're freaking out just mildly. That looks really goofy, doesn't it? But, you know, if we put a payload inside the thing, things will be different too. I'll just pretend that I was aiming for a higher orbit than usual. It's wanting to pitch up now with the change in the balance. Kind of an ugly launch. But, you know, I don't necessarily need pretty, I just need effective. So, looking at my periapsis, we're at negative 200. Rising fairly quickly. I bet you it looks like we'll have just about the right amount of fuel in this tank. Because it's a few seconds away from being done. This thing's a few seconds away from coming around to positives. Right there. And yeah, and the tank, we've got barely any fuel left in there. Okay, double check that this working correctly. Yes, that's good. Yes, that's good. I'll just have to remember. Alright, okay, so let me see, I hit action group 1, that shuts down the main engines. So you throttle to 0. Let's turn these fuel tanks back on. So we're just going to use the OMS at this point. Good. And we're already descending. Here, let's roll this thing right side up. Let the tank go. Bye, tank. I can get an orbit out of this one. Promise you. Okay. Lock in place right here. And let's burn on those OMS. I do not like it when the camera does that. I wish there was some way that I could change the default settings in KSP so it never does that camera move. I don't like it. I don't want it. Yeah, plenty of fuel, and we're going to get ourselves a solid orbit out of this one. Yep, that's orbit. Okay. Ugly orbit, but it is orbit. Hey, let's open those doors. Hey, let's turn on those lights. Get all the bells and whistles going, you know? Let's turn on these lights, too. This one. Yay. Oh, here's the show avionics GUI. Hi. Oh, I just learned something. Avionics and control. Oh, good. Oh, there's interesting. Something interesting. I have one of my struts going from here into the cargo bay is disconnected. I may have to go back and fix that. Hope it isn't too important. Okay, well, that's cool. Okay, so we fixed a problem with the plates. We fixed the problems with the fuel supply. We fixed a problem with the solid rocket boosters. We're steadily knocking problems down. And this thing does orbit. We've got we estimated the fuel supply fairly closely. I mean, it'll be different once this thing has a payload in there, but you can't fit an enormously heavy payload inside this. I bet you what we have right now with these engines and that amount of fuel in the tank, that'll work. So, what's next? Only thing left is to let's again see if the change that we made in the balance will allow it to glide, have a controllable glide and a controllable landing. But I think I'm looking at my clock. I'm thinking I'm actually going to cease recording. We'll come back. We'll do that next time. I'll talk to you then. Bye.